Big and hungry, yeah!
Hey, this is Steve Byrne. Bryan Callen is texting right now, but letting you know we are excited to release this episode that we filmed in Huntsville, Alabama, while you were at Stand Up Live. Now, obviously, we weren't in a studio, but we were given the opportunity to film a podcast in another venue, and we had so much fun. It was a great time, but we felt that the quality was not, equal to what we have in our own studio.
Yeah.
But we still had such a great time. We wanted to release it.
Yeah. So we're going to release it.
So we hope you enjoy this kind of bonus episode. Yeah,
It's a good one.
It's a good one. But again, our apologies for, the quality not being up to par, but the quality of the podcast supersedes the quality of the actual visual aesthetic of you get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Couple things. Welcome to the Big and Hungry podcast. Steve, you want to talk? First of all, if I were you, I'd take off that windbreaker because this is going to make a lot of noise. When you hunt, when you hunt for turkey or any animal that can sense you around, you don't wear nylon. Why? Because when you do this, you move your arms, I can hear you.
When you hunt for tail, though.
Oh, shit.
Bang, he's back. That's what you call a classic...
Burn. There it is, Steve Byrne. We are, I don't know if you guys can see, we're actually, that's not a green screen. We're actually on the beach. We're on the beach of...
Sandals, Secaucus.
Yeah, well, Huntsville, Alabama has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And if you look I was on that island. I went swimming out to that island and I slew a seal. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, how dare you? But I slew one. It was in the water and I swim always with a knife, and it got a little territorial. This is weird, and it got territorial. Yeah. And it came at me, and I don't give up.
As it does.
As they do when you swim.
Its home.
When you swim too closely to its pups, and this is a sort of a big male, and they get very aggressive. Right. So what I did was
he didn't smell the alpha.
I absorbed the charge. You absorb the charge. And you got to absorb the charge underwater. And this is dicey, dude. But what they're so stupid because they don't realize they don't have fucking arms or legs. So what I do is I absorb it. I grab him by the head. I get under his belly, and then I snake around. Now I'm on his back. And then I drew my fucking blade slowly and deliberately, and found its home across its throat, its seal throat.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what I did is I swim with a rope, and I tied it off, and I let the seal just lollygag there, dying.
In front of its newborns.
Yeah. Well, they have to learn, but also, I was chumming the water. And I got a whole bunch of what we call in Australia white pointers. White pointers. Great whites,
okay.
White sharks.
They're called white pointers.
Yeah, that's what the Aussies say. When I was I was in the shark fin trade.
When you would summer at the reef.
Yeah, I was a poacher for a long time. I mean, I'm not poacher, but I did a lot of illegal harvesting.
Of course you did.
Of animals, seal liver.
Okay, all right.
That I freeze and then shave. I shave into my shakes.
I wonder where you got this from.
Yep, okay, then shark fin.
Yeah, shark fin soup.
What you do is you take the shark, you just lop off their fins, and you just throw them back in the water. Yeah. I don't eat the rest of it. I just use their fins for soup. So the whole point I'm making is that as I was chumming the water and the sharks were coming up very close to the shore, it allowed me to take my sharp stick and poke them in their fucking eyes, just so they learned. What I like to do is establish that even though I can't swim well, I'm the top predator of the sea. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You understand?
Sure. Yeah.
And then I saw a fucking mermaid.
And of course, one thing leads to another.
I just heard music, and we went swimming, brother. Right off there.
Yeah. That's
after I'd rid the water of apex predators, of white sharks, and bull seals, the water was now safe to frolic in for my mermaid and myself. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So if you're in Huntsville, Alabama, if you're in Bama right now,
You're in Bama.
in Huntsville.
Brian's banging mermaids.
No, I didn't bang. I mean,
Slitting
how you gonna?
seals'
The
throats.
problem is you can't have sex with a mermaid because
you can.
the bottom half of them is a
There's
fish.
always a way.
It's disgusting.
There's
It's all
a
scales,
slit.
brother.
Arthur Curry, Aquaman, his father banged a mermaid. That's how he came to life.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I've never been attracted to mermaids because I'm not into,
The scent?
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into the scent. You smell like fish down there. Hey guys. Little mermaid
Well,
humor.
I've always said Red Lobster when I'm there. I always get horny. You're like, that's so disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm like, cheddar biscuits.
Cheddar biscuits, bro. That's good shit.
Well, I do want to welcome everybody back to Big and Hungry, the new podcast. Yeah, here you go. I want to welcome everybody back to the Big and Hungry podcast.
we have this fucking new board. First of all, shout out to Pixel Joe.
We're in Alabama.
Pixel Joe has the largest. Basically, he's built the largest filming studio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking through this place. It belongs in L.A. I mean, it's amazing.
It's
so
great.
Pixel Joe reached out on Instagram and goes, "I'm a fan. Come to your podcast here while you're in Bama."
Yep.
All right.
And we're here on the beach.
And here we are on the beach of Hunt. I go, can you take your studio and set things up outside so that they're COVID safe? Like
That's
I give
right.
a fuck about that. But like, can you put some desks on the ribbon white sands of Huntsville, Alabama? And he goes, fuck yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So here we are.
Now be careful though. At any point, we could end up somewhere else. You never know where we're going to end up.
Dude,
What? I'm just letting people know. You don't know where we could
things
be.
can change.
We could be in a newsroom. We could
No.
be in a multitude of.
Are you suggesting that this is a fucking green screen?
No, man.
All right, well, then don't say that stuff.
I was just on this island over here while you were banging mermaids and slitting seals' throats. I was on this island over here listening to a Milli Vanilli cover band.
I got you.
Yep,
I got
and
you.
I was over there. It was at a Chili's outdoor.
Sure.
And oh God, where are we? We're in Rome.
No, go back to the fucking
We're in
ocean,
Rome.
dude.
We're in Rome.
No, I don't want.
All roads
don't
lead
start
to-
changing
okay,
the
fuck it.
background.
Fuck it.
All right, just keep things consistent. I want my ocean.
I was thinking you're going to go to a gladiator motif. So we're here, big and hungry. We're filming remote from the beach here in Alabama.
Is Bama landlocked, dude? I mean, is
Yes.
Huntsville landlocked?
Yeah, we're landlocked.
Yeah, it is.
We're nowhere near the ocean,
Nowhere.
but we're giving the people the impression that.
Yeah, we're on Lake Bama.
So we're here in Alabama. Thank you, everybody, for watching the last few episodes. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe on YouTube, iTunes. We're seeing the reviews. Thank you guys very much. And on Anchor, I believe, Brian, you have a special little shout-out to give.
Well, you know what? First of all, I want to give a shout out to Jeff Miyamoto. Yeah, Miyamoto. Now, the Miyamoto Musashi wrote the Book of Five Rings, so I love the name Miyamoto. Jeff Miyamoto pledged $1 on Anchor. Here's the good news:
Whoa.
when you go to Apple,
Yep.
there's a link to Anchor. We can actually make money if you just pledge $1.
Yep.
If you're a listener and you like this, just pledge $1 a month, and we get paid.
Oh,
So if you like us, because that's how we make money right now. We're not making money.
Miyamoto is...
Jeff Miyamoto stepped up $1. If we split that, that's 50 cents. That means we can buy 2 stamps each.
Yeah,
Okay.
at some point, I wonder how much money we'd have to raise to visit Miyamoto in Japan.
Hey,
I would
dude,
assume it's
just
a
because
lot,
his
so we
last
need
name
this
is
Anchor.
Jeff Miyamoto,
Well, he's definitely Japanese.
he's got to be at least partially Japanese. His dad was
a-
definitely Japanese.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we appreciate the fact that we have fans there. Now, I want to read a couple of the things.
Some
Well,
of the
here,
comments.
somebody said, came here since I saw him on Steven Crowder, leaving since it's way too filthy for my tastes.
Filthy? We're filthy?
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. All right. Well, there it is. But we got literally all the ratings are 5 stars. We only had 2 1-star rating
What is
because
this
we're
on?
too dirty
On iTunes?
on iTunes. But we had
We're dirty?
572 5-star ratings and 1 4-star rating. How fucking crazy is that?
I guarantee it was my father.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
What are we getting into here today? Oh, we could do some. We could do since we have this board. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was thinking I could do 5 monologue jokes. You give me crickets. You give me a rim shot. Rim shot if you like it. Crickets if you don't like it.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Can I go from the news desk?
No, because they won't see you.
Huh? They won't see me? Okay.
Oh, you mean from the news decks? Oh, I see.
Got it. Okay. Guys, this just in. People Magazine just did a profile piece on Joe Biden. It's the 25 things you should know about Joe Biden. He was glad they did this because he did not remember 19 of them.
Oh, sorry. No.
Crickets? Oh, fuck. That was a
I'm
good
not
one.
good
Okay.
with that. I'm not good with that.
Jeep Cherokee has just announced they're going to be renaming the Jeep Cherokee to stay woke. So it's no longer the Jeep Cherokee. It is now the Jeep Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, I knew it, Callen. I knew it. Governor Cuomo, obviously in a lot of hot water. The press pool at any press conferences that Governor Cuomo does, the female reporters no longer will have a badge right here that says press. Fuck you, man. No, you can't.
I do whatever I want.
You're gonna give
Some
me all
people
three?
thought it was great.
You're gonna give me all
Other
three?
people thought it was crickets. Other people thought,
Mr. Potato Head in the news recently. I don't
Yeah.
know if you remember that, but Mr. Potato is now a gender-neutral vegetable with plastic facial expressions, and also the newest co-host of The View. Oh!
I love that.
Tiger Woods in trouble. Tiger Woods got in a car accident. Obviously, he's done amazing things for the black community and for blacks in the sport of golf. But every now and then, he likes to remind us that he's also half Asian. Okay.
I don't explain. So in other words, he never talks about being Thai. His mom is 100% Thai.
He got in a car accident. Asians are bad drivers. Do I have to explain the joke to a comic?
Shit, man.
Oh, God. Is there a boob button?
I don't know.
Where's the boob
Hit
button?
me, hit me.
Oh, God. You
right,
get
I'm
crickets.
sorry, bro.
Professional comedian, my ass. All right, let's go back to the beach.
You've had a bad day.
Sorry.
What is that one?
I don't know. It's a new one. Don't worry about it. I got
Okay,
my
I
fucking.
know where
I
it
like
is. I
this
know where it is.
stupid
I can't wait
board.
for you to bomb a joke. Oh, I can't wait.
By the way,
It's
Pixel
coming.
Joe,
It's coming.
Pixel Joe goes, you can have one of these. They only cost like $700. I was like, that's a lot of money for fucking, rim shots.
I like it, though. I
know.
really do like it.
But I feel like it's very radio versus podcast.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Damn it, I got divots in my head. I was thinking about the fact that the world is changing so quickly, but you and I both have sons.
We both have sons.
We have to raise them as men. But I don't know what a man is. Even saying man now is offensive, apparently.
Well, no, there's gender identification. What is the actual? What's the term for that? You know what I'm talking about?
Gender identity?
Gender identity pronouns
Yes.
is what you have to.
How do you
use now.
identify as? Look, my son's all boy, right? Your son's all boy. I don't care what anybody says. And that's fine. Now,
Got a thick bush.
it used to be you taught your son, he's 5 with a bush.
Oh shit, that was the wrong one. Sorry.
That would be funny.
Had a bad.
It'd be funny if like he's got a thick bush.
Well, this is what I play when I'm in the bedroom with my wife. I go, honey, lay down, spread your legs. This just in.
This just in. God damn it, Steve.
6 inches coming from the northeast.
Here we go.
You're gonna get pounded.
Mermaid style.
Mermaid style. Okay.
I don't know, man. It used to be you taught your son how to. There are a lot of things that are like, as a father,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can really. The thing is, you can't really teach your son a lot of stuff that's relevant. Because I don't know if tying knots or learning how to make fucking fire from wood. Whoops! I just dropped my fucking. Hold on. These are solid gold mics, by the way, if you're watching. But I don't know if like you could teach your son how to tie knots,
Right.
make a fire in the wilderness.
Well, it's great
Learn
if you-
how to learn like how
live
to
in
find
Maine.
dry wood and rain.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Survival shit, yeah.
That shit's good. That shit's good if you committed a crime and you know you're gonna do 20 years and you run off into the fucking wilderness and you gotta hide.
Right.
There was a cop who got busted. I think it was in Alabama, or was it in was it Alabama? It was somewhere where it was in the South,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a place called Angola, the farm. It's a prison. Okay. It's a bad state penitentiary. Look up where Angola is.
Brian, I don't know of a nice state penitentiary.
No, but they call this the farm. They did a documentary on it.
Okay.
And this dude, he knew, and
Right.
these are his own words. He knew he was going to get raped in prison because they said we're going to have a real nice party for him because I guess he'd put away a bunch of people. Angola, where is it? Louisiana. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Louisiana. It's no joke. And he was going there. And he knew that as a former cop, they were going to, quote unquote, they were preparing a party for him. Okay. And he said, I knew what was going to happen.
Right.
So he just went off into the woods of Louisiana. He went in them deep woods.
Yeah.
Okay. And he lived there for 20 years, basically alone in the woods. Rather than go to jail, he lived in the wild.
Just eating.
And he finally got caught.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How recently did he get caught?
I mean, he got caught maybe he turned himself in, but he got caught 20 years later or something like that.
Oh, man.
But he was alone in the woods of Louisiana or wherever, living off the land. Because he was like
And
a
that's
cop.
enough time.
He was a cop, and he goes, I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to the farm. I'm
Right.
not doing it. I'd rather live in the wilderness like Tarzan. Like Tarzan.
Right.
And I like saying Tarzan.
And he never gave anybody any semblance or clues or
Nah, man.
anything. He literally was isolated for
See ya.
for 2 decades.
See ya. Rather than have a bunch of guys have a party in my backside, I'm going to live with the bear.
Right.
With the bear and with the fox.
Yeah, instead of being
Okay.
forced into interracial relationships.
He was black.
Oh, he was black?
Yeah, but thanks for being
wow.
racist about it, and thanks for thinking that he was a white guy.
You know what?
But I
We're
get
not going to do a To Kill a Mockingbird here
All
today,
right, I'm
okay?
just saying he was a black man, and he knew that he was going to be at the farm, and they were going to prepare something for him.
Yeah.
And he said nah. And so that's as far as if you're going to teach your son survival shit, that's probably everything else is make believe, right? You can teach him how to get ready to be you can be good at hunting and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's kind of. So what do you teach your kid? You teach him how to throw a ball. Here's what you teach a kid, my son. I teach him
Yeah. Okay.
not to take himself too seriously.
Right.
Self-sufficient, creative. Teach him how to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Yeah.
Right, and then teach him how to use his hands, bro. Teach him how to use his hands.
Okay.
Teach him how to measure distance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teach him how to control his breathing, combat breathing. Okay.
Combat breathing?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What is combat breathing? This is like spring break breathing.
Yeah,
You
just
sound
not,
like you sound like you're toking on something. You're like,
Oh yeah, I am.
pass the Dutchie, bro. Okay.
I'm keying in the fear right now, brother.
You're what?
I'm keying in the fear. Fear's there, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Look at me. Fear's there. Fear there. Okay.
Fear there?
Fear there.
Okay.
Now what I learned to do, learn to operate in the fear.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. But still go back to my training. Still go back to the training Pop instilled in me. My Pop instilled in the training.
Okay.
You understand?
Have you had, because you talk about this, have you actually had training? Okay. Shut the. All right.
That's all, brother.
All right.
That's
I
all.
think there's the bravado of what you're going to teach your kid, and then there's like the reality of like, I don't want my kid holding up the fucking line.
Yeah.
Have your shit ready.
Yeah.
Don't pull out a checkbook. All that shit. Yes, please. Thank you. These are the 3 things I teach my kid to say. Yeah, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I'm offended. I'm offended.
Steve,
That's the
Steve,
third.
hold on.
Yes.
Steve, I don't know if you want to teach him that.
You've had a bad day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I know.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
but Steve, I mean, please don't turn him into an SJW there.
No, they're gonna be indoor cats. I'm gonna let them know they can never eat at the Olive Garden because that's cultural appropriation.
Ah, God.
I'm going to teach them the merits of cultural appropriation. They cannot take Taekwondo because it's a Korean art form. And even though you are a 4th Korean, you're not 3/4 Korean.
Yeah.
So that's cultural appropriation. I'll let them know
Yeah.
you do not listen to Christmas music from the Jews like Streisand or Kenny G because they culturally appropriated that music.
From the Jews.
From the Jews. No, I think it's ridiculous.
Your kids are. I love your kids, and they're beautiful, and they're very well mannered. What's interesting is that they don't have. I don't see any of the Korean in them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's fine. So they're obviously not your biological children, and that's okay. Your wife's Dutch genetics seem to have been like, hey, everybody else, get out of here.
We're gonna end up on Maury.
Yeah.
He's gonna read the envelope, and you're gonna come out behind the curtain. I'm
Yeah, like this,
Callen,
like
what
this.
the fuck?
Sorry, man.
And you just go.
Breathe, Steven. There you go. There's your combat
That's a sniper
breathing.
breathe.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
sniper breath.
When you draw a bead on a man.
But I'll tell you something. When you, with these gender pronouns, I get it. I totally get it because I was ahead of the curve. I identified from 8 to 10 as He-Man.
Oh, fucking He-Man, huh?
Classic.
I knew my grandfather was senile.
Classic.
When I was watching He-Man.
Yeah.
I remember my father's father. I was a young boy, and my dad was sitting there, and we were watching TV, and we changed it. I was watching He-Man, and my dad changed it to the game. And my
Wait,
grandfather.
with Michael Douglas?
No, man, no, fucking the game, bro. Football game. Fuck.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
No,
What?
bro.
The game. It could be any game.
Well, the game, bro. The football game.
Could be Celebrity Solitaire with Mario Lopez.
It could.
Yeah,
It could, but
that's
it was
the game.
It was football. We were in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my grandparents lived, where my dad grew up in Brown Deer, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad turns the channel, and my grandfather looked at me and goes, "Is this He-Man?" And He-Man was a cartoon, of course, and I said, "No." And then he looked at me and he started asking me questions and calling me Pat, his son.
Oh.
And I was like, I panicked. I looked at my dad. My dad goes, "He thinks you're Pat, Bryan. He's not there." And so
boy.
so then we
It sounds like you're.
we brought him to the island with the sharks, and no,
And now he's president of the United States of America.
and now he's president of the United States of America. He lived till he was 84, though. He lived on bananas and coffee cake.
What?
That was his fucking diet.
Bananas and coffee?
I said it. He lived on bananas and coffee cake for most of his life, and he was rail thin and lived till he was 84. His mind went,
Sure.
but
What did he do as an occupation? What was
not a
his life
lot.
work? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Worked in a brewery
There you go.
for a long time. Yeah, worked in a brewery, but I don't know that hard work was. Look, I'm trying to be respectful, but hard work. I'll give you an example. My dad did a lot of
bad
day.
Okay, yeah.
My dad did a lot of work for charity and so they dedicated. He did this. He worked with this group that got underprivileged children to college.
Yeah.
And so
And these were white kids.
they had to be.
I had to make up for what I stereotyped early on. So I'm
their
I'm
family
assuming
tree
that
had to
these
go all the way
underprivileged
back to Sweden. They had to
Yeah.
be. They had to be not just white, but northern white.
Right.
They had to have blue eyes.
Yeah.
No, but he helped these underprivileged children. He worked with his organization for many years, and so they were. When my grandfather died, they kind of surprised him with a building, the Rayful Callen building.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's called the Rayful Callen building.
He got a
New York.
building?
Yeah, somebody looked that up. And so I think the man, I think it was the priest or whoever who ran the organization,
Yeah.
read about and gave him a bit of a eulogy, his father,
Right.
and talked about how hardworking he was. Of course, he'd never met my grandfather.
Right.
Apparently, my father kind of mumbled. Yeah, right. My father, not a very sentimental guy, goes, "Oh yeah, real hardworking. Fucking guy doesn't do a thing, and he gets a building named after him." And it was that. I don't know why I'm remembering this. It's fucking sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't spill the beans. I'm sure my dad would find it amusing. My father's so unsentimental. He went to the seminary. Now he's an atheist.
Yeah.
And I'm moving in the opposite direction. I'm moving toward God. My father moved away from God.
Yeah.
A lot of people that were forced into God as kids become atheists.
Yeah.
I said, "What happens when you die, you think?" He goes, "Extinction." I go, "You just go away?" He goes, "Yeah, I disappear." That's right. I like people who are not sentimental at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's got one of those friends for sure. And
and that's the person that will keep the secrets.
Yeah.
That's usually.
Are you religious?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I go in and out of it, but I believe in a higher power. I do have faith. I pray before I go to bed.
What do you mean pray? How do you pray? Not to get personal. But tell me.
I pray for things that I can't control. I don't ask for God. I don't ask God for things that I can control or should be able to control. Like, I'm not going to ask him if I can get a movie or if I can get a show or if I can get an hour special. Like,
See, all
that
I
should
do
be
is
within
ask,
my control.
I only ask God for a mansion. That's what I ask for. I want a mansion.
Yeah.
I want a mansion, an island, and wheels, expensive wheels.
Wait, what?
I don't ask for any of that shit. I
Like Hanguk tires or something? Like
I tried to write a TV show with somebody
hold on.
once.
What does the tire thing mean? Like, who would
Like
ask?
wheels, like I want a nice car.
Oh, I thought you meant literally wheels.
Well, I didn't, Steve. I sure didn't. Way to be more hip, please.
You want me to read that fucking joke again?
No.
Tiger Woods
Wait,
joke?
No, I liked
Tiger
your
Woods got a
jokes.
car. Okay.
I liked your jokes.
I'd explain the joke to a comedian.
I liked your jokes.
Here's one thing I want to teach my kid.
Yeah.
Watch Tom Cruise run. That's how you run. That guy is fluid and perfect in form. I don't want my kid running one day. And he kind of has it. He's still 5, so there's time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm either buying this kid a football or a clarinet. And it's on the fence right now. And I'm going to give it another year or two. But I need to see fluid form, up, knees high, down, boom, stern face, eyebrows down, focused on the bang, sprinting. You look good.
Yeah, I love what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because Cruise ran like a motherfucker in that movie with Jamie Foxx where he played an assassin. Remember that movie?
Collateral, yeah.
Collateral.
Yep.
Great movie, by the way.
Fantastic.
And he plays, and when you see him run, he's an athlete, dude.
Yeah.
I did a reading with him, and I got to know him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember walking. We did this reading. We both had to take a piss so badly. We were walking to take a piss.
Tell me about this, please.
Yeah. We're walking to take a piss. And we were talking about wrestling and stuff because he was a wrestler. And I looked at his body. He's a fucking fire hydrant.
Yeah.
I don't think he's taller than 5'8".
Yeah.
He might even be 5'7", but he's powerful. He's just built like he's got wide hips but wide shoulders. He's thick, and he's never not worked out. And
Bryan, you're checking a lot of boxes here.
A lot of boxes.
Ding, ding.
He's also got big thighs and fairly small calves, which is usually going to mean the man's got some fast twitch. Usually going to mean the man's got a respectable 40.
Small calves?
Yeah, a lot of times. The exception to that might be Samoans, who can be fucking giant and fast as shit. But for the most part, if you look at sprinters,
okay,
I bet you look at. Can you bring up on the screen like the 100-yard Olympic 100-yard men's, and we'll study their calves for a sec.
What?
And you'll see how small their calves are. It's interesting. The fastest men in the world have small calves. Huge muscular bodies, but small calves. This is a weird thing, but everybody should know this. I got big calves. Very big calves.
So the episode is titled Jamaican Calves.
Jamaican calves.
Okay. That's what...
No, but I need to see... No, those guys suck. Those aren't sprinters. I'm talking about the real sprinters. No, those guys are all bodybuilders. No, just go to sprinters. Go to Usain Bolt sprinters calves. All right. Yeah, see that? See how small their calves are?
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Small calves, dude.
Huh.
Fastest men in the world. And they have small calves. John Jones doesn't have calves. He doesn't have calves.
I would have never.
You don't need big
assumed
calves.
that.
Yeah, it's a very dense
pretty
muscle
wild.
and very hard to actually build and get bigger. That guy's got low insertion calves. He's a long distance runner. He's bullshit. That guy can't fucking run fast for his life. You understand me?
What does low insertion calf mean?
That fucking thing right there. that bullshit right there. Look at those two black guys, those studs that my girlfriend would leave me for 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the muscles on their bodies. Look at how small those calves are.
Oh yeah, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
pretty
Look
wild.
at that guy. Look at those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys steal your wife, they steal my girlfriend, and know that. And by the way,
I don't think
you
so. I
shouldn't
drive a
have anything
Saturn.
to say about it. You should be like, I understand. I would be like, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. It's-
Oh yeah, you're gonna choose me over that guy? The fuck out of here.
well, here's something else I want to teach
Thanks,
my kid.
Pixel Joe.
You ready? I noticed this. I watched a SportsCenter clip last night. LeBron James blocked a guy as he makes a free throw. He's walking up court, and LeBron blocks him. As he goes to block and absorb the blow,
Yeah.
he goes like this. I do that when I take a slap shot, when I do anything. There's two types.
You
of
close your mouth.
You go like this before you do something, or
Yeah.
you go like that.
Yeah.
I'm that.
Huh.
And there are other guys that are
Yeah.
that.
You know what I am?
What?
Yeah. That's all. Always a smile, bro. Always a smile. Always a smile.
This is the
'Cause-
worst, though.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm gonna. Are you ready?
Yeah, not me. I just go. Yeah. And you're in trouble.
You're
in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Because I'm loose and I'm gonna pepper you up, season you up. All right. I'm gonna pepper you with my jabs,
okay.
and then that's the appetizer, and the entree
yeah.
is either in a right hook or a straight right. And you know what a straight right is because you had your jaw wired shut, didn't you?
That's right. I
Yeah.
had my jaw wired shut.
So
That's right.
mind your fucking P's and Q's. If I smile at you, which I'm not gonna do,
Yeah.
you know it's time.
Thank you for bringing up my jaw getting wired.
You've had a bad day.
Hey.
Okay. So I do honestly, I do think, and we've discussed this infrequently, but the manner into which your son is maybe 3 or 4 years older than my son.
Yeah.
And getting
He's
to the
9.
point where they're really in their formative years. So this is beyond manners. This is now navigating this new society that exists out there where cancel culture, I screenshot this last night because I thought this would be interesting to bring up. But there was a poll, a Zogby poll of 500 decision makers. The leaders were asked about the progressive left's ideas on race, gender, and a cancel culture. So I don't know who did this. I don't know who framed it under the scope of progressive left. But I think what they're ultimately discussing is cancel culture. So that was the point of this. The poll found that 61% of business leaders agreed, 33% strongly and 20% somewhat, that ideas on race, gender, post-colonialism, and cancel culture were undermining society and were not necessary. So 61%. So I would say more than
Of
a
business
majority.
leaders, which means they're fucking rich and white. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think my son's 9, and I think the best thing I could do,
You think your son's 9?
my son is 9, but I think the best thing I can do is separate him from his mommy, the way the Spartans did. Okay? And he begins his training, and it's going to be sad, but you're going to be
Right.
sleeping on a marble slab and eating high protein gruel. Okay?
Right.
So that you realize that comfort is the wolf at the door. Comfort's the wolf at the door. Okay? And that life's a fight. And you know who's there? You know who's there at the end of your life? Fucking pain. All right? And isolation. So get used to isolation and pain. All right?
Yeah.
And as he's gonna die, I want him to play.
You've had a bad day.
And nobody's coming to rescue you. See you in Valhalla, motherfucker.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But you don't want this. You know what you don't want? You know what you don't want on your deathbed? Regret.
Right.
That's the main thing. You
That's
don't want
true.
regret.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
And there are weird things that I want to be able to do. Like I want to be able to I want to dance salsa well. I want to learn how to dance salsa well.
Where?
I want
Where?
in Barcelona, in Mexico City, you name it, okay? Argentina, wherever it is. Love to learn some tango.
Have you been there?
I'd love to learn some tango. Have not.
So you've
Okay.
never been.
Nope, but all
You
I
don't
want to
even
do
know
is
if you're
live
gonna
there.
like it then.
I know
You don't
I'll
know if
like
you're
it.
gonna like it. How do you know you're gonna
And
like it?
Cuba,
You've never been.
and I want to live in Cuba. My soul is Cuban, Anybody who knows me knows that my soul, my heart, if you open up my heart,
I've never heard this before.
it beats to salsa, brother. I know.
Okay.
This is
I've never heard salsa music played at your place. I've never heard you listen to it. I've never heard you mention it
because
until
it's
today.
too much for me.
Excuse me?
It's too much.
It's overwhelming? Your dedication to the craft is so overwhelming. You're so possessed with it.
Yeah.
You can't. The mere mention of it cripples you.
Yes, my soul is Latin. My heart. All I want to be is. I love Cubans. I love Latin culture. I love it. It's my secret.
Okay, why?
I think they're the most beautiful people in the world, the happiest people in the world, and I love everything about the way they live.
Yeah.
I just love everything about them. I like that they take siestas. I like that they're fierce at the same time. I like that they live life passionately. I love that they dance salsa. I love everything about it. I fucking love everything about them. I think I love them. So that's me. And I'm not backing off that. Okay. There was a point I was making to this. Oh yeah. I want to dance salsa. I want to do it in various cities and live there. I want also to be. I want to learn how to tie knots. I don't know why. I just want to learn how to tie knots, and I don't know how to tie anything but a fucking shoelace.
Right.
Okay. And that is, and even though it's not relevant, it's what I want. And then that's it.
What are you going to teach your son, though, as he gets into the formative years? When you're teenager, when you get into 13, 14, that's when you got to lay the groundwork. That's when
you do it now.
You lay the foundation.
No, I always say to my son, nobody's good at anything right away. You're supposed to suck.
Right. Yeah.
And the only way you get better is by making practice your favorite sport. Practice. Not just regular practice, perfect practice. Here's what Tony Blauer says, is my buddy, be careful what you practice. You might get really good at the wrong thing.
Right.
All right? So practice under proper guidance and tutelage, thanks to YouTube. I'm becoming quite the handyman. Fix my dishwasher.
Excuse me?
Yeah, with YouTube. I didn't really. I got pretty close to fixing it, and then my girlfriend had to finish the job. I get a text from my girlfriend. She goes, Kid Dynamite goes,
I've become quite the handyman. I fixed my dishwasher.
Yeah.
Really?
But then Kid Dynamite
Actually,
goes,
no.
Kid Dynamite, hold on. Kid Dynamite goes, I fixed the dishwasher. I go, how? She goes, fiddled around with it. Stevedore knot, figure eight knot, overhand knot, Algine butterfly bend, 2 half hitches. Listen, here's the thing.
This is great if you're sailing or if you have a vendetta and you're kidnapping somebody. Why would you need practically to know how to tie a knot? Unless you're sailing?
In case I'm sailing, in case I'm running from the law, I don't know. What if I'm in the wilderness and our plane goes down and you're like this, I'm hungry, I'm scared, I don't know how to make a lean-to. And I'm like, take a seat. Take a seat.
Okay.
Go gather some berries. Gather some berries.
Yeah.
And some fucking firewood. I gotta get to work. And then I start taking
The A-Team's theme song
pieces
starts
of
playing.
reed.
Yeah.
And I form rope, and then I start tying that shit up.
Yeah.
And I make us a nice little lean-to for us. We gotta bundle up, and we gotta get close. Gotta get close.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel my breath on the back of your neck. Act normal, but it's gonna get cold. Temperature's gonna drop.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what happens when you're out in the wild.
Right.
Okay.
Brian, why are your hands on my hips? It's to keep warm.
Keep warm.
Keep warm.
There you go. Right. Broke back. There you go. Get into your combat breathing.
And then
I've had a bad day.
it went out on me.
I'd love to just play the guitar like that. Hey, you guys, I'd love to play a little. This goes out to my friend Steve Byrne, who passed away. That's so fucked up. He loved to laugh. He was Asian, but he didn't identify that way. He loved to laugh. He'd fight you even though he didn't know what to do. He was quick to anger, but he'd eat junk food late at night and sleep like a fucking house cat. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's like the intro to a home renovation show. Bryan and Steve's, we're gonna fix it.
They can swing a hammer.
This is me. You guys having fun at my party? Or is it, yeah, you guys want me to ruin it? Check this out.
The guy who brings his guitar to the fucking party. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, fuck that guy.
yeah. That's I can't have that. A guy who brings his guitar to the party. That was like Animal House, that old movie, one of the greatest. When the guy's
Belushi.
Yeah, when the guy's playing the guitar and he picks it up and smashes against the wall and he just goes, sorry. Sorry.
Great scene.
That's something I'd like to do before I die.
Just
Smash a guitar against a wall. When somebody pulls out a guitar who's got a chest gem and sandals. You know what I mean? Who's fucking one of those dudes who talks, who just talks about. I remember there was a party that this guy was a healer, and I'm sitting there biting my tongue as he's talking. There are two guys I can't stand. One is this guy who's going,
There's
well,
quite
the
a few guys I
energy
can't
vortex is here. And if you're standing, he's talking this way to some girl. And I'm like, this guy, good looking guy with a ponytail, fuck off.
Right.
I don't like those guys. And then I'm in an audition and she says, the cat nurse says, what did you do in the military? And he goes, Black Ops. And I'm like, I want to fight this guy so badly here. Don't say that.
Did he look like a black?
Yeah, but which definitely means he never did Black Ops because
Right. You would never say that.
guys who do Black Ops never say Black Ops. Okay,
Right.
Guys who do that don't do that. They don't say that they were. They did Black Ops.
He's a Tom Clancy fan.
Oh,
Is what he
fuck.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
I was at a energy vortex. I've never heard that term before. That's
fuck.
where the energy of a conversation is centered. Is that what you're saying?
No, it just means, it's for people who are into healing and into energy and the universe. If you use the word universe and journey in your fucking sentences, okay, and you're a dude, you're a fraud.
I broken up with quite a few girls in Los Angeles that had crystals and gems and that vocabulary. And I was like, I am out the fucking door. But I was when you were talking about being at a party, it reminded me of this. I was at a party one night with Colin Jost and John Hamm, both good-looking guys. John Hamm's a specimen.
John Hamm from
The actor.
He's a great guy too.
So the three of us are standing there talking, and within. By the way, I'm dressed up. This is the best I've ever looked. Like I'm in shape. Just the best representation of myself. In years. Okay, so I'm at this party, and maybe 5 10s walk up, and the three of us are talking, and just these girls are there.
Yeah.
And now it's like the circle is complete, and we're all talking, and Colin gets pulled away. John Hamm and I are still standing there. Nobody's introduced or talked to these girls. These girls are just standing there. And then John Hamm looks at me, now that the guy he knows left, and he does not know me. He just met me. Looks at me, looks at the girls, and looks back at me and goes, well, I got to take a shit. And he walked away. I started laughing. And these girls, they walked away, and one of them said, oh my God, he's so hot. John Hamm is going to take a shit. He's the hot one.
That's fucking great.
I'm the best not even like, how are you?
No.
Just like, not even like,
because that's so manly and he didn't give a fuck about her. It's funny when you do that. Like, he's just like, he doesn't care.
It was so goddamn funny.
I was with a friend of mine, same situation, where these girls were just like, I remember just looking at them going, there's like those Hollywood hot girls. Some of those women, like in Hollywood, who are professionally hot. You know what I mean? And you look at them and they date the pro athletes and stuff, and you're like, they're just
always on a jet.
They're insanely hot. Right?
Yeah.
You're just like, what the fuck is going on? And you're just looking at them and you're going, none of it makes sense. And then one of the girls says, I'm on a spiritual path. She goes, this is my buddy goes, you want a drink? And she goes, no, I'm on a spiritual path. And I would have let that go because I just figure that's what a hot girl says, and she's super hot anyway. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll put up with that.
Yeah.
And my buddy's about me speaking goes, and that's what a crazy person says. And I was like, fucking yes. Why didn't I say that? He was not remotely hypnotized by any of it. And he was like, and that's what and she was like, and she realized and she got embarrassed that she is a crazy person.
Yeah.
And it
Well, all
was so
those
great. And then, of course, she was eating out of his hand. Of course. Then she was like, oh.
Those professional hot chicks in LA, those are the girls that marry normal guys when they hit their late 30s, early 40s.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Well, when the music stops.
When the music stops.
Yes, so when they get to be about... That's right.
That's when you'll talk to Steve Byrne.
That's right.
You've never been at a Saturn before. You were about to.
That's right. That's very true. It's like when they get to be about 40, 38, 35, they start to panic, right?
Yeah.
And 35, so when they were in their 20s, the world they had power.
Right.
You know, people talk about power, like a lot of the dynamic, the left talks about power dynamics. And so, no. When you're a beautiful woman, okay, of any race in Hollywood, if you're gorgeous, you have all the power.
Yeah.
Every man who has money is basically chasing you, and your calendar's full, and everything opens for you.
Yeah.
You got a key to every fucking door, right? But you can get, and I forgive them. You can get very seduced by that. That can work for you. You can make money doing that. You know, the girls in Vegas make a fuckload of money doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but then when the music stops, at about 35, if they're smart, they go, okay, I got about 2 years. I got about 2 years to get that one guy that was always pining after me.
Yeah.
Who's making money, who I was never really that into, but I think I'll have kids with him.
An exec, an agent, that's when they all,
And that's what they do.
That's what happens.
That's what they do. And I hey, listen, all power, more power to you.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. But then you see the gals that don't do that. A lot of the gals, now they're 40.
Yep.
And it's the whole, your dance card is empty and it's going to stay empty. Your phone ain't ringing, okay?
Yeah.
And now what you're doing is you're rescuing dogs. You're rescuing dogs, all right?
Right, yeah.
And you've got your apartment, and you're holding on to that, and you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And you got a lot of stories.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Yeah, look, there's a price for everything you do.
Yeah.
There's a price for everything you do. That's one thing my daughter I don't have to worry about. My daughter's unbelievable that way. She's just about intellectual pursuits. I mean,
my God.
Oh, what did she say the other day that blew me away? Hold on. So this girl's 12 years old, all right? And I'm talking to her, and we get in these debates because she's very pro-mask and all that stuff. God bless. And and I had Kid Dynamite send me. I said, write that down. She sent it to me.
What your daughter said to you?
Oh yeah. By the way, my girl saw a water moccasin right near your house. Just so you know. Okay. You understand me?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, dude. You know that little babbling brook? That little babbling brook?
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of that water moccasin she took?
No.
It's fucking serious water moccasin.
Okay.
A thick water moccasin.
I'll take a look at it.
Oh,
while you're looking for this.
I said, what was it? What?
Mythological.
Yeah, but was it what kind of?
You said if you could be any animal.
Yeah, I said to her, if you could be any animal, what would it be? And my daughter went, mythological, extinct, or present? And I was like, you're 12 years old. What the fuck?
God.
I've yet to ask her a question or a riddle that she doesn't know. I asked her this the other day. I go, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, 3 legs in the evening? All right? Do you know what that is?
Jenna Jameson.
Man. It was the riddle that the Sphinx asked, I think Odysseus or somebody. My daughter, before I even got it out, I went, what walks on 4 legs in the morning? She goes, man. I'm like, God damn it.
She knew that?
Yeah, so four legs is a baby, you crawl. Then 2 legs is an adult. And then 3 legs, you have a cane. So that would be a man. It's a famous riddle.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, you're not a big reader, Steve. You know what you are? You're a fucking candy bar / junk food eater, aren't you?
That's right.
And
I found this in my pocket and I was so happy. I've been sitting here waiting to eat it the whole time.
Yeah, I've been staring at that, and I ate one of those donuts from Five Daughters Bakery. Just one of them. Had to take a nap. Had such a sugar rush. Had to take a nap.
That's a heavy donut.
Yeah, it's a heavy donut. Now, I want to just kind of shift gears here, because Steve had me watch a documentary on Oasis, which I slept through most of. You can take that band.
Fuck you, man.
You know that band. That band has teenage girls as its fucking base for a reason.
No.
Teenage girls, and when you went to those concerts and you were rubber banding your underwear up on stage with those teenage girls, were you the only guy? Because those guys, look, I'll give you this. They're fairly entertaining, but they were walking around like they were the Beatles or U2. They're not in the fucking area code. They had a 3-year run. They had 2 albums. That guy with his voice.
No, they're fucking
They're
great.
not good, dude.
They're great.
They're a pop band.
They're still relevant.
They sure aren't.
Once a month, in any news headline, you'll see is Oasis getting back together again.
Yeah,
It's constant.
I know. And a lot of like gals in their
gals. It's
teens
both.
are excited about it.
No, gals in their teens, guys in their teens. Back in the
Guys
day,
that
and they-
identify as gals in their teens. Fine.
Okay. I identify as a girl.
I'm
That's
just
right.
saying, dude. I mean, come on.
That is a rock and roll band.
Well, where
right
do you
there.
put? But where do you in the pantheon of music? They're not. Please don't tell me they're in your top. As far as musicians and impact and musicians, they ain't in the top 50, guy.
For what?
For just musicality, music, words, power. They're pop.
Hold on.
I'm your Wonderwall.
Supersonic, cigarettes and alcohol, rock and roll star. Those are rock and roll songs, okay?
And they're songs.
They're fucking great. They're songs. They're great. They had the biggest debut, fastest selling debut album in British history until Adele.
Yeah, I mean they're not close to Adele, by the way, but yeah, they were popular. All right,
They're still relevant.
and the guy's
The
walking
documentary-
around like he's something, like he's the greatest band of all time. Hey,
They said
Liam,
that they were.
I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me a gin and tonic. You can have it all, but how much do you want it? You make me laugh. Give me your autograph. Can I ride with you in your BMW? You can sail with me in my yellow submarine. Hey, fuck it. Hey, what the fuck are you talking about? You need to find out, because no one's gonna tell you what I'm on about. You need to find a way for what you want to say, but before tomorrow. Listen, dude.
That's one of the greatest rock and roll riffs. And I'll tell you this.
It
I'll tell
sure
you this.
ain't.
You fucking lot can all laugh.
I
but
know
I'll
a girl
tell you,
named Elsa. She's into Alka-Seltzer.
Hold on. Metallica said this is one of the great rock songs to come out at the time in the 90s, okay?
Yeah.
They're fans. Foo Fighters are fans. They're all fans of them. This is the easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do is, okay, who do you love? Tell me somebody you love. Bring up a lyric and I'll read
Springsteen,
it.
U2.
Bring up U2.
Yeah.
Bring up
Running to Stand Still.
No.
Yeah,
We're
watch
going to
this.
bring something. Okay.
Running to Stand Still.
Yeah.
Let me read that. That's about a girl
I'll
on
read
drugs.
it. I'll read it. I'll read it. No, this is what you're doing.
No, you're gonna
no,
fuck
let me
things up.
read your fucking horse
ahead,
shit.
bro.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Why don't you bring up If God Will Send His Angels by U2? No, what are you talking
No,
about?
I want
No,
bro.
because I know you two.
Running
So
to
let me
Stand
read your
Still.
fucking
I don't know
shit
what that
lyrics.
one is.
I do.
No,
No, you're saying U2 in the
You
pantheon
picked
of
their
music.
best song.
Fuck you.
You picked their best song.
I got the best song. That's the song you started singing.
No.
Okay, bring it up. Let
What
me
is
read.
this
Let me
now?
read this horse shit.
Nowhere to run?
Hey everybody, get some yogurt. Get a big spoon of yogurt and some nice fresh cut berries. No. We're gonna read some fucking U2 lyrics.
No, this is
get
not
ready
fair,
to
dude.
fucking get ready to do some yoga.
Oh, it's probably good anyway. Running to stand still. Lyrics go down
There you go,
right
right
there.
there.
Yeah,
Read
watch
this horse
this.
shit.
Watch this.
Let me
Get
read
ready
this
for
Hallmark.
this. Get ready for this shit.
Okay.
Get ready for this.
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
And so she woke up from where she was lying still.
Yeah.
Said, I gotta do something.
About where we're going.
And where we're going.
Step on a steam train.
No. Let me hold
Step
on.
out of the driving rain.
I didn't do this
baby.
shit to
I'm
you.
just saying, dude. You
I'm
can't.
just saying too. It's so the
Run from the
easiest thing to do in the
darkness.
world
Listen to this.
is to read lyrics.
No, listen to this.
And
Run-
shit on it.
Run from the darkness in the night.
Singing, ooh, ah la 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 dee day, ah la 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 dee day, ah la 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 dee day.
That's fucked
Sweet,
up,
the
dude.
thin, bitter taste in my mouth. I see 7 towers, but I only see one way out.
You're fucked up, dude.
And it's just you and a bunch of fucking dudes all stroking each other in Dublin.
No, man, you're being uncool
Okay,
right now.
yeah.
Listen up. Watch this. You gotta cry without weeping.
Oh,
Talk
God.
without speaking.
Yeah.
Scream without raising your voice. You know I took the poison from the poison stream, and I floated out of here. Fuck, dude.
Okay.
Dude.
The one thing I will tell you
bow
is
down,
that
bro.
when get the U2 is so overrated. Okay, what about the last? Do you have their last album?
I don't have
that
their last
everybody
album.
got fucking jammed. Their last album was so shit. They gave it away for free and people didn't want it.
Look, I will admit now that they're a little too rich and popular. You can't look at the last thing they've done. Under a Blood Red Sky, dude.
Yeah, you go to the first shit.
What?
Yeah,
the first 7
that's
albums.
Oasis.
Hey, the 2 albums Oasis did were adorable. Teenage girl.
Okay. It's not shit for teenage girls.
Come on,
Some
man.
call it lad rock.
What do
and
they
it's
call it?
Lad rock.
Well, listen, bro. You're not allowed to make up your own genre.
No, they didn't make it up. They were put into it.
What is this? It's called Outside.
Do you think Captain Tennille said we're going to create yacht rock?
Oh yeah, but you can't compare. I mean, U2 is, you know. I hope that when
there's some
Oasis,
U2 songs
I hope
I
that
love.
when Oasis sees U2, if they walk by them, that they either
They're friends.
Well, no, but they need to cross the street, or they need to bow their heads and ask if they can get Bono and company some
They're
coffee, and clean the bottom of their shoes, right? All right.
All right, yeah.
I'm just saying, bro.
Oasis is one of the great rock and roll bands to come out of the 90s and into the early 2000s, for sure.
One of the
They
great.
were the pivot point. You could literally say they're the pivot point to go from Nirvana and grunge into alt rock.
No, they're not close to.
true.
They're not in the area code of Pearl Jam. There's so many bands who just dwarf them, huh?
After Versus, what album do you love from Pearl Jam? Yeah,
I'm not very musical literate. All right,
There we go. That's the answer.
Come
you
on,
don't even
man.
fucking know. I do.
come on, dude.
I do.
Give me the best bands of the 90s. Hey, you're being disrespectful to fucking Pearl Jam.
You like this shit?
You've had a bad day.
That was recorded by fucking Oasis.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, by the guitarist.
Fuck you. Oasis is fucking great.
Yellow Ledbetter. I never understand what he's saying, but I like that song.
Yeah. It's great.
I'm seated on the porch, I let her hide.
A great song.
And you said, I want to leave it again. Like, actually, unseated on a porch, I let her sat. Then you said, I want to leave it again. Once I saw her on a bench of weathered sand, and on the sand, I want to leave her again. On a weekend, I want to wish it all away, yeah. And they called it, and I said that I'll go. And I said that I'll call out again. I don't know the words, but I love that fucking song.
It's a great song.
Make me cry.
And I'm not going to knock it. I like Pearl Jam.
No.
And I like you too.
Yeah, of course. But,
I fucking love Oasis.
Oh, I know, but Oasis. First of all, that fucking name, huh?
Okay, whatever. Look, the Beatles are one of my favorite bands of all time. I love them.
Yeah.
And Oasis constantly paid homage to them.
Yeah, well,
Constantly.
they're a cover band.
They're not a fucking cover
They're a
band.
cover band. They're not
not a cover
not even
band.
the area code. You can't. If you said I'm not a musician, but if you told any fucking musician, if you were like, oh yeah, you got Pink Floyd, you got the Stones, you got Beatles, you got Oasis, they'd be like, whoa, whoa, what'd you just say? Back up, bro. Take Oasis out of that sentence,
I don't know.
and you'd get
Who
get
are these
bum
people?
rushed.
Who are these people you're talking about?
fucking musicians that I know.
Who?
Believe me.
Okay. Okay.
Believe me, I know big
yeah?
musicians. Yeah, believe me, dude.
Yeah. Name one.
Huh?
Name.
I'm not in a court of law.
Okay.
I
know a few.
couldn't think of one musician in that moment.
Yeah, I know a few.
Yeah? What do you know?
I'm not gonna say I'm not in court of law.
If you could play one instrument, what would it be?
Be this.
Yeah.
Hi.
This is an homage to Oasis.
Hi.
I'm your wonderwall.
Welcome to another episode of Flaccid.
I'm from Manchester.
Oh, come on, man.
I might drink too much.
They're great. They're still relevant. They still sell out.
Well, they're not because
Individually, they're as solo artists, they do very well for themselves.
look, dude, they're broken up, huh? The brothers don't talk to each other.
They don't talk.
That's a bummer to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, people
ego.
want them to get together, but part of me is like,
Lose the
no,
ego,
no.
boys. Get back together. It's not worth it to be that angry at your brother. I think it's that.
I've been there,
I think
though.
it's the good-looking
I get
guy
it.
who's mad at his brother.
they're both.
They're both kind of pricks. They're funny, but they're big egos. The two of those guys.
Yeah.
Big egos.
Yeah, they were the biggest rock and roll band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
that's what happened.
She said, yeah.
That's what happened.
So you're
They got
acknowledging.
popular.
Yeah.
And then they actually bought into the fact. They actually believed their own hype, which they actually
What do you mean
started
believe your own
thinking-
hype? They sold the records. They backed it all
Yeah,
up.
they
They
started-
said we
they-
are this, then they became it, and that's
And they
the
thought
proof's in the pudding.
they were like, well, McDonald's sells a lot of hamburgers. It doesn't mean it's the best hamburger. You understand, bro? But they sell a lot of hamburgers.
Well, I think we had an episode before where I proved that the Big Mac is pretty fucking awesome.
Didn't like it. It
And the
doesn't.
quarter pounder,
Again,
which
not
is
even close
pretty
to.
great. The new crispy chicken sandwich is off the fucking charts. Yes.
Well, the crispy chicken sandwich from. Are you saying yes, Pixel Joe?
yeah.
The McDonald's.
Yeah.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Is it better than Burger King? I like that Burger King one on a potato bun. Really, that was a tight cutlet.
it's pretty
That was
good.
a tight, disciplined cutlet, and a uniform breading that I appreciated. I appreciated that, and a nice and a very tight, dry white meat, and I like that. I like that on my chicken. Okay. I also like my fish. I don't like an oily mackerel. It depends on your blood type. I'm not a big mackerel guy. I don't like an oily fish, you understand?
Right.
I like myself a flaky white fish, a Mediterranean sea bass or something like that. Langostino, I think that's called. Branzino. Like I like a flaky white fish, you understand?
Yeah, nobody
Okay.
brought fish up.
Okay, but I'm saying,
You brought it up. I was like, how did we get here?
bro, I'm
But,
just
okay,
saying.
I'll talk Long John Silver's.
No, I know. But some people prefer an oily, a darker oily fish, okay? And listen, it's got its nutritional merits. I'm not going to say it don't.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I want my fish light, I want it flaky, and I want it lemoned up. In fact, cut a lemon in half. I
Right.
hate fucking quartered lemons. Cut the lemon in half and squeeze out both sides of it, dude. Both sides. And I'll tell you something else about lemons. I want them without seeds. I want my lemons seedless.
Brian,
Sorry.
I mean, it's
Too much?
no, but you can't. Do they like make those?
Yeah, they make seedless lemons.
No, they don't. Do they?
They actually do.
Do they?
Yeah.
What, like Whole Foods?
Yeah, for a while they flirted with making
they fuck
square.
with the genetics of it, and then
they flirted with and made square watermelons, and I think square apples. Do you know why they did that?
for packaging purposes.
Yes, they could package more of them.
Classic Burn.
Classic burn.
I knew it.
Good job.
Ask me about the Sphinx riddle. I know the answer to that.
I don't know, Steve.
No, I'm ready.
No,
now I'm
you've
ready.
No,
Spring it on me.
there's another riddle.
I'm fucking ready for it.
What's another riddle I can give you? Can't remember. I'm bad with riddles. I'm bad with logic games.
Yeah,
Like I will fail.
that's my speciality.
Really? I love when people say.
Not at all.
I love when people say, sin is my speciality. I love the way English aristocrats say a speciality. That comes from Tim Curry in the movie Legend,
Yeah.
where he says, dreams are my speciality, my lady.
Oh, is that the dude that was in the red? Like the
Yes.
The
That was
oh wow,
Tim
that was Tim
Curry.
Curry.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes, and I
didn't know that.
stole that character and put it up on stage. And people always say, I love that English character. I'm like, that's great. Good thing you didn't see Tim Curry in Legend, because I'm basically biting his style.
Yeah.
But, listen.
I remember when I did I was the lead of a sitcom. It's just me, man.
Just you.
Yeah, it was
Just you.
me. It was just me.
Well, sometimes I find that I get obsessed with a character. I get obsessed with, like, I used to do this thing about my father being a tyrannical piano teacher. And because I wanted to be, I wanted to have a cruel tutelage. I wanted my memories to be of the cruel tutelage of my father as he lorded over me with a rattan cane. I was forced to play the piano until my fingers bled. I would make mistakes. My mistakes were numerous, and with my mistakes came the rattan cane on my boy back. Again, boy! My father would say. Yes, Papa, I would say. Thank you for investing in me. Please don't give up on me.
On my boy back?
On my boy back, my naked boy back. My father would position the piano in front of the window that I might see the children of the neighborhood playing through my tears as I practiced my scales for hours. I would grow so thirsty, my mother would bring me a glass of water. Anyway, I don't want to go through it, but the point is, I became an amazing piano player.
Hey, man, let's talk about that fish, huh?
Yeah.
Let's talk about so not oily.
If you could play an instrument, Steve, what would it be?
Oh God, the guitar.
Really?
And I would fucking play Oasis songs all day in studio right here.
And then I would John Belushi the fuck out of it.
Okay, if I were to ask you, the most paramount thing you make sure to communicate and instill, if there's one thing your son takes with him into his adulthood, what is that one gleaming lesson that you would
Get
hope?
comfortable in change. Learn how to learn.
Yeah.
I'm serious. There's an art to learning. And I find learning new shit to be terrifying and exhausting.
Yeah.
You know, this business we're in is changing all the time. And you know, you get to an age, you got to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You got to know shit, and you got to be moving in that direction. And my first instinct whenever something's new is I'm suspicious of it, and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I want things to stay the same. That's probably why I'm more conservative as I get older.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't know, man. I mean, I think one of the harder things to do is to surrender, let go and let God kind of shit. I didn't grow up with God, but I'm trying to get, I think I'm getting more religious. Like I'm starting to pray, you know, I'm starting to at least just ask, like, here's the thing that I'm realizing, like, as you get older, as I've read a lot of philosophy and I've read a lot of stuff. And so you get a lot of information in your brain.
Yeah.
And what happens is you start running in a circle. I've had success, you know, and I've seen a lot of people who've had a lot of success, and have, you know, put a lot of things in their brain, read a lot of stuff. It doesn't necessarily make them better people. It doesn't necessarily make them get them closer to the truth, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they are realizing their full self.
Some of the most successful people we know collectively are miserable.
Yes, alone, miserable, all that stuff. Just as afraid and all that. And I think that might be where this notion that I'm going to go beyond philosophy, beyond rationality, beyond math, and get into something called faith.
Right.
The idea that there's something bigger, that I don't have the answers, that I'm limited, that I'm going to lose all my power, I'm going to lose all my... the meaning of existence is struggle. Yeah. You're going to struggle all the time with something. You're going to lose things. You're going to face uncertainty.
Yeah.
All that shit, right? And yes, you want to strategize and think your way out of it, create your way out of it, but you also have to kind of maybe accept that that is an inevitability, and that you, I don't know, and I'm looking for an answer right now, but part of it might be that there is no answer, and you have to be okay with having no answer. I don't know.
Well, the answer, I think, is dictated by the individual. It's whatever the answer it is that you're seeking, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, you know, there's a multitude of things I could take from that conversation just now, but even like, you know, I had a conversation with my kids today, and I was explaining to them, I had a nice phone call, I had something go through for me in terms of my career, and I was just so, it's been 4 years I've been waiting for this answer, right?
Yeah.
And I pulled my kids aside, I said, I want to remember this moment, and I want to communicate to you in this moment that the world is full of no's. Every door you go to, 99% of the time they're going to say
It's
no.
so true, dude.
Perseverance provides the yes.
Yeah.
You've got to have the perseverance to provide the yes. If you want a yes, just know it's going to be choppy waters, it's going to be fucking awful, it's going to suck. But if you ride out the storm, hopefully the chances will be better if you keep driving towards
Well, if you
whatever
keep
it is
adjusting
you're
your approach too, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not just driving forward; it's also adjusting your approach. Like
Right.
you adjust at the sort of at the behest of pain. This didn't work. That sucked. So let me just readjust my approach. Right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Look, there's many different, you know, it's all dependent on what it is that is that you're going after, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But in terms of faith, I will tell you this. I remember I was in New York City as a struggling comic, and I was just going to the cellar every night. I was doing the same sets. I was looking for an answer. I got really down on myself. I was really kind of at a point where I was getting depressed, and I'm not a depressive type person.
Yeah.
I was getting things were just heavy, and things weren't working, and everybody else was doing things, and I was so young, and I was looking in the rear view and looking to the side and the left and in front of me, and everybody's doing shit, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I was so weighed down. And as a kid, I used to go to church every Sunday with my folks. And then I was walking by Rockefeller Center. I saw St. Patrick's. I was like, yeah, I'll just go in there and, I'll light a candle. I'll drop $1 in there and it's beautiful in there. And I wasn't even thinking of going in to pray or anything. I was just like, well, just walking through Midtown,
It's a nice cathedral, by the way.
Beautiful.
That's a beautiful cathedral. St.
Beautiful.
Patrick's Cathedral.
So I drop $1 in. I light a candle. And then I'm like, just walk over and walking out. I was like, just sit down. I sat down, pulled out the little bar so I could put my knee down, and I just said a prayer. I walked out of there, and I never forgot that moment. It was like the clouds parted, the weight was off my shoulders. I didn't think about it again. It wasn't something I wanted to do. It's not something I was like, I'm going to church, I'm going to pray, and this is going to. It just happened.
Yeah.
It just happened, and I was like, whoa, that was great. So anytime I've gotten to a point where things have gotten heavy, I've gone back to that process. I've been in a different city. I'm like, what's the nearest church? I'll go and I'll just sit down. I'll get focused. I'll pray for 30 minutes or whatever it might be, and just sit there. And I leave. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, I feel a lot better.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like when you go into a church, which I never go into because I catch fire, but when you go in there, it's like
The water boils.
Yeah, the water boils. But
He's back!
You walk in there, I know, but the thing is, there's something cavernous, quiet, especially when you go to those old cathedrals.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm looking at it as this, like, we know that there's something called good. We know that, man. Like just when your kids are well fed and you hear them playing. Mm-hmm. When you have done all the things you're supposed to do, right? Where your work is paying off, where your relationships are complete. Mm-hmm. All those things, some days you look and you go, I feel great.
Right.
And this is great. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
There's, you could even say that politically. Like there are, I believe that democracy and striving for equal opportunities and things like that, and a world without prejudice. These are better than a caste system, for example.
Sure.
Right. So we know that there are objective goods and objective truths. There are better ways to live. Slavery, a society with slavery is not as good as a society without slavery. Let's say obvious things, right?
Yeah.
So there is truth in one direction and good in one direction, and there is evil and there is brutality and destruction in the other direction.
Right.
And you could do the same with your life, man. When you do what's difficult, when you run hills and you read, things that are hard to get through but are enriching, and when you really develop a skill that's unique and original, and you realize your potential, that's better, that's truer to who you are, and makes the world around you better than if you were to be in a corner shooting up all day and selling your ass to get more drugs. That way lies hell, the other way lies good things, right? So if you just were to keep moving in either direction, you can imagine the supreme good and you can imagine the supreme bad.
Right.
And I think that's kind of my argument for why, I don't know, why I find myself at least entertaining and moving in the direction of the ancient wisdoms that happen to be not just based in logic and reason, which is philosophy, but also in faith. So that's probably what it is. So I respect, and I didn't grow up with any of it. So when I see people who are religious, it's like you were asking me about fighting the other day.
Right.
Or today actually. And
well, I was whatever.
What? You were teaching me your kung fu.
Yeah, of course.
You were teaching me how to fell an oxen with an open hand strike, and I couldn't do it, master. But like when I watched Evander Holyfield fight Mike Tyson back in the day, the dude had Holy Ghost power. The dude was singing fucking hymns.
Yeah.
The dude had Jesus on his side, and Tyson didn't.
Right.
Tyson didn't even have his trainer, Customato.
Right.
His Customato was long dead. So he was alone in that corner, and Holyfield had Jesus.
Yeah.
Say what you will, that dude had somebody next to him, at least in his mind, right? That's a power. I've always envied people who have that level of belief.
Well, I'll tell you, as someone who's somewhat religious, you could also go to the other side, because Kobe Bryant was literally at church, got on a plane, and fucking crashed into a mountain.
Yeah.
So it's like, those
Yeah.
are the moments where you're like, what?
It's not going to save you from death.
No, I know that, but it's just like, he's there to give praise, to give thanks, and then literally leaving church, and then you're in a mountain.
Well,
and it's over. And it's like, that to me is where, I think atheists celebrate, but as someone who is of faith goes, wow. How? That's the confusing element. But then you go and you talk to a priest or whatever, and in terms of a terminal diagnosis or death or a horrible thing or all these things, they always have some deep rooted.
Religion exists because of that stuff.
Right.
I mean, religion
it's a blueprint for life.
You're gonna fucking die. Nobody gets out of this thing alive.
Right, of course.
So that you mean if without death we'd all be atheists? But the fact that you're gonna fucking croak, you're gonna die, and it could be this fast, could be slow,
right,
and it could be whatever, and it could be right now, or it could be in 40 years.
Yeah.
In your sleep, you're gonna have to fight for your life at one point.
Could be on stage.
Could be on
stage. Has happened quite a bit to this guy.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the problem with being a limited creature. It's like the Buddha. Some woman came to the Buddha, so the story goes, and said, "I lost my son. Can you bring him back to life?" And the Buddha goes, "Find me one household that hasn't had suffering, and I'll bring your son back." All right.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, and then too bad she wasn't around with me, because she would have seen fucking winning. Winning.
Okay.
All right, listen.
Well, we really did it, Bryan.
Look, you can have all the religion you want, but if you don't have technique, you get knocked out. You know what I'm saying, bro? Gotta have technique. You gotta have the technique. And maybe God helps you train a little harder that day, or not give up, Steve. Okay, so shout out to G.O.D. right now. Shout out to G.O.D. I'm not saying you have to be religious, but if you don't take God in your heart, you'll burn in a lake of fire. All right, and if you want to know what life is like without God, I want you to do me a favor. Take a Bic lighter, flick it up, and then put your finger in it. Put your finger in that flame and hold it there. And then imagine your entire body in that flame for eternity, okay? And if you don't like that sensation, if that sensation doesn't feel about right, get yourself some God. Now, I want to thank Pixel Joe for putting this desk and wiring this shit out in the beach right here,
damnation.
where I killed where I slit a seal's throat, where I slit a bull seal's throat.
Yeah.
I baited in a bunch of white sharks, stabbed them in their fucking black as night eyes. All right, so now they're gonna walk around like Cyclopses. They can only see on one side of their fucking heads. And I want to thank that mermaid for giving me a tour of the ocean, of the sharkless ocean. Okay, so she doesn't have to be badgered by white sharks anymore. She can just swim around.
So rate, review, and subscribe.
And go to Anchor. Go to Anchor. Just give us $1 a month. I need it. We're not making any money, and we're not going to. We're not. I don't think we're gonna get sponsored. Just fucking look. If you like us, what's $1 a month? Go to Anchor and fucking pledge.
This is the most
I could use. We could both use the money. If you want to know the truth, I used to have money.
Well, we thank you guys. Obviously, you've got some tour dates coming up, Bryan. We'll be in Nashville together. We've got some live appearances coming up together. Yeah. I'll be at the Indianapolis.
Go to BryanCallen.com.
BryanCallen.com.
Where are your dates? Steve Byrne Live?
SteveByrneLive.com.
Steve, Byrne. Steve Byrne. Go ahead and change your name. And fucking, yeah. I'm at CB Live. I'm at CB Live in Arizona. Copper Blues Live, I think May 6th, 7th, and 8th. Just check the website. It's a great podcast. Great fucking podcast, dude. Great podcast.
Ugh.